Hi, my name's Tegan. My name's Harlequin Gary. My name is Elizabeth.
My name is Tevin Brown.
I'm Chloe Capella.
I played Columbia for the first Rocky Horror Picture Show. I am playing Frankenfurter for our new shadow cast.
I was a Transylvanian in October, I was Magenta in December, and I'm playing Riffraff in the upcoming show.
I've been Prop Guy back in October. I was Rocky in December. And I was supposed to play Brad this time.
I'm the director of the Rocky Horror Picture Show Shadowcast Naive Charm. The Rocky Horror Picture Show is a movie that was released in 1975. It's a musical.
I'm just a sweet transvestite from transsexual Transylvania.
A science fiction movie. A horror film. A comedy.
One from the votes.
Basically everything. The plot follows Brad and Janet.
My name's Brad Majors. This is my fiancée, Janet Weiss.
Two newlyweds who are on their way to visit a Dr. Everett Scott.
Great Scott!
And they get lost and they end up at the castle of Dr. Frankenfurter,
How about that?
a genius scientist who is creating kind of like a good-looking version of Frankenstein. There's more to it than that. That's the main plot.
The first time I watched Rocky Horror, I was like 6 years old when I watched Rocky Horror the first time. It was at my friend's house. The first time I watched Rocky Horror was slightly before the first showing of it because I was asked to do makeup for the first show.
The first time I saw Rocky Horror was when I was the prop guy on October 31st. Well, the first time I watched Rocky Horror, I was probably 16 years old.
The first time I saw Rocky Horror, I was a freshman.
My dad was a cult follower of that movie. So I was basically like forever changed after that day when I was 6. What I thought was like, what are these people doing? I was frightened. Now I love it.
Yeah, I'm a pretty big fan of the movie.
It was weird. Yeah. I mean, it took some getting used to, seeing a ton of people that I recently knew's faces copying that movie. I was traumatized, I would say, yes. But it was a neat experience. It didn't really change my life, it just opened up a path to where I understand people more.
My friend and her mom took me to see it at the Theater Guild in town. I didn't really know what it was. I had somewhat of an idea, I've heard of it, but I wasn't really sure. And they took me to see it, and it was an interactive showing, which basically means that the audience can yell things out, and there's prop bags, which is stuff that you throw at certain points in the movie. It was a crazy experience. I had never really experienced anything like it. I fell in love with the movie. Rocky Horror is the biggest cult classic film ever. It's been running consecutively in theaters for 40 years, which is the longest time a movie has ever run in theaters. I began to find out more about it, that it wasn't just yelling at the screen and prop bags, that there are these things called shadowcasts.
Shadowcast is where like a group of people, and they're usually theater geeks, will get together and do a performance with the movie in the background, and they'll reenact it.
You know when there's that one creepy person that like copies every movie you do and just follows you? Imagine a group of people copying an entire movie. That's a shadow cast, basically.
Betty looked radiantly beautiful. Oh, I can't believe it. An hour ago, she was plain old Betty Monroe, and now she's Mrs. Ralph Hapshaw.
The river was deep, but I swam it.
Janet.
The future is ours, so let's plan it.
Janet.
So please, don't tell me to can it.
Janet.
I've one thing to say, and that's damn it, Janet, I love you.
I had been interested in being part of the shadowcast for Rocky Horror for a long time. I didn't really know how to do that. I tried to start a showing of it, but then I went one step further and I tried to start a shadowcast of it. So out of just a whim, I contacted the Majestic 11 Theater, not expecting either a response or at least an affirmative response. They emailed me the same day saying, oh yeah, we already have one in our Melbourne location that goes on. So it's a lot easier than I expected.
I have that knowledge. I hold the secret to life itself.
Our first showing was Halloween night, so we had a month.
When we first did it, we had a very small amount of time and we had very limited rehearsals.
Then I feel like it was a little bit rushed because we didn't have as much rehearsal time.
We didn't actually start rehearsing until about 2 weeks before the show.
It was kind of hectic at first, but now I feel like we really have things under control. So we have more costumes and we kind of know what we're doing more so, I guess.
Rehearsal process now, compared to how hectic and crazy and uncertain it was back then, is a lot better. We basically now have rehearsal every Sunday, sometimes Saturday, at the theater.
I'm here. Nothing to worry about. Hard to do, man. See you met, man. Faithful hand in hand.
Look at the camera.
He's just a little blonde guy.
Sexy so like shit. You, Sophie.
There is music. I'm just a My favorite part about rehearsal is when I see that everything's going well and that everything looks really good on stage and people are having fun while doing it too. Like my cast members are having fun while doing it and getting everything right or looking well is great.
My favorite thing about rehearsals, singing along with the songs up in like the rafters and stuff.
My favorite part was like just seeing everyone because they were all like good friends still and we all talk to each other and stuff. It's like the best part of it because it's still going on now.
Favorite thing about rehearsals is probably just kind of like getting to like goof off with everyone.
Are you recording, are you?
Yes, I am.
Yay, fun sex.
Screwing around. That's probably the best part of the rehearsals.
Stop.
My least favorite part about rehearsals is when people come and there are a few people who are messing around a little too much. I'm okay with messing around a little bit because after all, it's Rocky Horror.
Please.
Hi, Chloe.
Please.
Hi, Chloe.
No.
Least favorite thing about rehearsal, getting yelled at? I guess.
Getting yelled at by everybody. I always, for some reason, I do something wrong and Chloe's like, yeah!
You go to the screen for the last and final fucking time.
You read it.
My favorite part of the performance, like the actual performance when it's happening, actually this is gonna sound weird, but the mistakes that happen, because a lot of them turn out to be hilarious.
Performing, my favorite part would probably be with everyone up there. It's just like it's better, it's nerve-wracking, but it's so much like it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
My favorite part about performing in the show is just kind of like the feeling you get after is just kind of like everyone's really happy and it's like the end of the night and everyone's like dying because you're in heels and it's like that was fun.
It's just like it's a lot of fun. It's not like you can tell the difference between something like an straight up acting performance where you have to be serious and you have to follow your lines and do this and this other thing where you're shadow casting Rocky Horror Picture Show and you're just having fun with it.
That's your own genius, master.
Yes. Yes.
It's okay.
Okay. Okay.
The show and the cast really embodies a familial spirit, and that's really important because we're doing this thing that most of the people in the cast have loved for a long time, and to be able to perform that with other people is really comforting and it makes you feel really close to these people.
If there is a family mentality around Rocky, I feel it's like a riffraff a Jensen family.
No. Okay, stop.
There is definitely, I feel like, a family mentality. Like, we all really like get together. Like, there will be arguments, but there's fights in families.
Orgy hug.
Yeah. It's just so good, guys. OMG.
Naive Charm Shadowcast is special. It's like different special. Is that a word?
Yeah.
Naive Charm Shadowcast is psychotic, but a good psychotic.
Naive Charm Shadowcast is a well-rounded, respectful group of people that I enjoy be around and have them laugh at my stupidity.
We do that either way.
Yeah.
Naive Charm Shadowcast is crazy.
Naive Charm Shadowcast has provided me with the best experiences of my high school career so far, even though that sounds really lame.
You should come see the show because it is like a place to like unleash your inner freak. Like we all have that like pent up sexual energy. I don't know. It's a really good way to get out of your shell.
People should come see the show because it's a ton of fun. You get to really interact with it. Like we give you prop bags from our amazing prop bag person, and it's just like a lot of fun for everyone.
I'd say just a good time, and you can just be vulgar and it's kind of say whatever and just kind of like, I don't know, bring out parts of yourself that you really kind of can't otherwise.
You should come see the show because it's a really fun experience. Even if you don't know the movie or you're unsure what it is or you're like, oh, that's weird, it ends up being really fun for 98% of the people who show up. It's also a good way to get out of the house and support your peers.
If you really want to have a good time and watch a nice classic cult film with a bunch of geeky kids from Charter do it, then come see it.
In another dimension, with voyeuristic intention, well secluded, I see all.
With a bit of a mind flip.
You're into the time slip.
And nothing can ever be the same.
The show is on February 13th at the Majestic 11 Theater, starting at 10 p.m.
I see you shiver with anticipation.